Hello, hello, hello.
What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to Season 2, Episode 14 of Retro Rewind. We got some awesome guests today, but before we get started, it's been a long time, it feels like. So much has gone on the past few weeks. Jeff, what in the hell have you been up to, my friend?
Well, this is the new podcast corner in the man cave. If you guys see my tweets, it is still under construction. I still have walls to fill. I still have some stuff to do. Last Sunday, I went to a retro gaming swap, and I got
some goodies.
Let's see. I got me.
I'm making you full screen,
missile
Jeff.
Command.
Nice.
Command. Got to use that with the joystick, you know. Got to use the Defender.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Got me the droids. Got me some Yars.
Ooh, that was a classic, bro.
And the Peed.
Centipede.
And these three have been regenerated, remastered,
recharged.
Recharged.
That's the name you were looking for.
Yeah, add that to my collection. I still got that, so now I don't have the Slonely one anymore. And then
you gotta have ET. You gotta have ET.
Friday night, I streamed on Retro Friday Night, Little Charlie's Angels. And sadly, it was the movie version, not the 70s Farrah Fawcett version.
Although they twerk.
Hey, love me some Drew Barrymore, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I watched your stream. They twerk, man, in game. They do. They do high heel kicks and bathing suits. It's amazing. It's an amazing game.
Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore. Yep, come on now.
I don't know how they do that.
Farrah Fawcett, Kate Jackson, and the other one.
Yeah.
And then this will be next week's Retro Gaming Friday night. I finally got.
Ooh, Hit and Run.
That is nice. A classic, man.
Finally got me.
Now, what did you pick that up for? Because it had a nice price on it a few places you went. What did you actually get that for? 65 bones.
Wow.
You're muted too, sir.
Oops, I paid 60.
60. Nice.
Yeah.
Ray Sherrod, what have you been up to, my friend?
Oh, man, just gaming. I'm excited. I got this close up. I got this in the mail. It is the Super Toy Comic Collection Show right over where my boys play, the 49ers, at the Santa Clara Convention. There's a guy that I follow on Instagram that has toys and video games. I'm going to hook him up and see what I can get in November. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, but just playing a lot of games, playing some GFN, playing some Luna, playing some Xbox, playing some PlayStation, and just very excited. Been watching some very interesting videos.
Oh yes.
So yeah, I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited for our guest.
Absolutely. Miz Tracey, what have you been up to since your birthday? You're muted.
I am muted. Sorry, I was muting because I was giving my dog a treat and he was being a pain in the ass. Oh, I said the word treat. Now he's looking at me. So I've been playing a lot of 7 Days. I recently added a thing called Mischief Maker where they can really mess with us in game. Like they can spawn in a bunch of crazy chickens or teleport us randomly 1,000 meters in some random direction. I don't know. It's kind of a mess, but it's been a lot of fun. And just been streaming my same old stuff over on Twitch. Been playing some Grounded, a little Conan Exiles, kind of taking a little bit of a break from Ark. We're probably gonna be back on that next week.
Love your character in Conan Exiles. I did hop in just to peek.
Yeah.
Check out her character, dude.
We had a vote whether my character needed pants or not. And
no.
Don't need the pants.
Don't need the pants.
Well, that's awesome, though. Glad you guys are all playing games. Sadly, for myself and for Jeff and Ray, we lost our platform of choice. I even had to rename myself because of it, sadly. But we're finding where to game and everything. I jumped on Xbox, xCloud. I have a PC to game on, so sadly, Stadia is no more, but the community is what's important, and we're still bonded and are going to stick together and play. So
I am very sorry for you guys, but I'm a little excited that you're going to be coming over to PC and an Xbox because I'm on both, and maybe we can play now.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, I've always played on different platforms, but this particular platform was close to my heart and this community. So it felt like losing a girlfriend, felt like a death in the family. It was like a kick in the balls. It hurt.
When I read that, my first thought was you three. I was like, oh my God. And the fact that Stadia, I mean, now Simply Pwn Gaming is literally named Stadia, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was literally in the name. It was absolutely crazy. But Jeff,
we're going to introduce the guests in a second. And I was talking to them. I had them on my Business of show last week, and we were talking backstage right after. And I mentioned it. And he goes, oh, I was going to check that out. And I'm like, yeah, don't bother.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Down. Don't even bother anymore. So I would like to introduce our guests. As I said, I had them on the Business of last week when we talked about what they do in one aspect of their life. Today, we're going to talk about the other aspect. Simon and Helen, all the way over from the UK with the new king.
Woo!
Hey guys.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for doing this again.
What is the title of their gaming?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Come on,
Get straight in there.
We will get to that.
So many questions. So many questions.
Really is a lot of questions. So, Simon and Helen, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us a little bit about your channel, and big question of the day that we ask everybody.
Whoa!
What does retro mean to you?
Okay, then.
What is your problem, Jeff?
So we're Simon and Helen. We are the Naked Retro Gamers, and our channel is on Vimeo due to YouTube and its somewhat strange laws. But we are we're full-time naturists, and we're kind of attired this evening for the sake of YouTube. But yes, our lifestyle basically revolves around clothed when possible.
So clothed when we have to be.
Clothed when we have to be. Yeah, naked when possible, clothed when practical, basically.
Like Helen said, she doesn't walk around the grocery store.
No. Although technically it's legal in the UK, you might get
I don't want tomatoes thrown at me. Thank you very much.
No.
What about tomatoes?
Oh,
tomatoes, darling. I'm British.
So
don't ask them that shoe company that starts with an A. Don't ask them how to pronounce it.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. The dividing lines.
Yes.
All right. So, what does retro mean to you guys?
So, we're born in the mid-70s. Retro to us basically is
modern. To me.
Retro is, to me, it's anything pre about the mid-90s. I'm maybe pushing the 2000s slightly, but we tend to play up to and including the PlayStation 1 on our channel, mainly because that's a console that works and is in the house. So yes,
so we have many consoles in the house.
Yeah, but that's the newest one. I mean, that I would consider retro.
Okay.
PlayStation 2 is not.
Well, I do have a PlayStation 2. Yeah, it's set right down here.
There's no wrong answer.
It's getting retro.
Interesting.
I would argue there's a sort of a 25-year cutoff rule.
Interesting. Okay. Because a lot of people go either way with the 3. Some will say the 3 is. Some say not. Some people.
Those are the young people, Jeff.
How old you are,
Jeff. Thank you, Simon. Thank you.
I'm of the era where the VCS or the ZX Spectrum or the Commodore 64 are like where things, or the VIC 20. So that's where things kind of started. So giving it a run up as far as the PlayStation 1, quite frankly, is quite enough ground to cover.
Mm-hmm. I think everybody has a different answer for this, but I think it always boils down to just whatever you feel is retro is the right answer for you. So if that's what you feel is retro.
Whatever I was saying as a kid, I'm now revisiting.
Yes, because it's the nostalgia, isn't it? That's why we do.
Exactly. And that's why it varies with age, you know. So if you're younger, you
Yeah.
feel that nostalgic feeling toward more
And-
recent consoles.
And hats off to Atari, man. Jeff was just mentioning that they did this recharge for a bunch of those games, and you pick them up and they're new with new new strategies and stuff to learn, but it gives you that retro feeling right away and hooks you. I don't know if you've tried them or not, but check them out because they're awesome.
I think it's great because it introduces some of these kids that are playing all these big games that forgot about what started their big games. And I'm always trying to get my son to look at Atari and stuff, and he's like, no. Or even Mortal Kombat. The first Mortal Kombat, he laughs and he says, "Look at the graphics, man! Oh my god, that's so prehistoric." And I'm like, what? This was one of the most popular games when I was a kid.
That's why we started ours with the SNES, and then let them play like N64, and then let them play up and up and up until they started playing whatever they wanted.
Well, I mean, with my girls, certainly they liked the really early stuff that wasn't relatable to modern gaming. So by the time we got to the PS1 and where the sort of 3Ds were starting to come in, yes, it looked rubbish compared to what they were playing. But if you went way back to Pac-Man, they were loving it because it looked nothing like what they were playing.
And it's simple.
And it's simple. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Even you can cope with that.
So I have a question for you, Simon and Helen. What brought you to the naturalist lifestyle? What was it about it that got you excited, or either made you more relaxed, however you got into it? Because I imagine it's not something that you just decide, hey, I'm going to try that one day. I imagine.
No, absolutely. I mean, it comes from two different directions.
Totally. We've got two different routes.
Two different stories. I mean, I was always kind of the one that was a bit uncomfortable in clothing. I just would get home from school and would happily sit on my bed naked playing on my ZX Spectrum, and it was... it just was always kind of a part of me that grew over the years. But it was counter society. You were always taught that you must wear clothes, and that nudity is somehow linked to sex. And, we as naturists know that is absolutely not the case. And it wasn't really until I got together with you that you even thought about it, was it?
Well, I was really against it. When I found out he was a naturist, I was disgusted by it, actually, and thought he was quite weird. On for quite some time, didn't it?
Yeah,
quite a few. I've only been a naturist for 2 years, so sort of from the pandemic, really, and it was hot and I wasn't at work. And I decided to wear a bikini for the first time in years. I had lots of body issues, body dysmorphia.
Well, the world really dials that in and beats it into your head too, for males as well. It's even worse for women, but a lot of people are disgusted by their bodies. But go ahead.
They are, but the thing is, it's accepting it as the vessel that gets you through life, and stop comparing yourself to others, because you are what you are. If you don't like something about yourself and you're in your realms to change it, then do so. Otherwise, just accept it because it's your body. That's
what it's about, really. It's body acceptance, not just of yourself, but of others as well. Because you get all the people going, I don't want to see that. Well, I'm not looking. I'm not asking you to find me attractive. I'm naked for me, not for you.
Good point.
So once I've accepted all that, lots of hang-ups have gone. My own sort of judgment of other people is gone. It's just the best thing, and I encourage women, well, particularly women, to try it themselves. Yeah, I mean, it's got so many mental and physical benefits that you just don't realise, and you can't tell someone to do it. They've got to experience it. Got to have experienced it, because it's just so counter society, and that's kind of the uphill battle that we're facing, really. And that's part of what our channel's about, is to show nudity in a different context. Yeah, we're just at home playing games because we like to, but we just don't have any clothes on because we don't like having clothes on. But we never draw a reference to it. It's just incidental.
So let's talk about your channel. So when did you form the channel? When did you just wake up one morning and say, yeah, we want to start gaming? Not necessarily naked or not naked, but you just wanted to start gaming.
Because there is a distinction between you guys doing what you love to do at home and feel comfortable, and then there's another part of it to where you're broadcasting. How did that come about?
Well,
It started with Twitter, really, because we've got quite high engagement on Twitter with regards to promoting body positivity and normalizing nudity. And one of the tweets we did was of us playing, I don't know, what was it, Sonic or something?
I know, it was the Mr. and Mrs. game initially.
Oh, well, that was the first thing.
Yeah.
But people liked it and started asking for more. And so we posted a couple of other videos, which might have been Sonic.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of the early stuff like that.
The first one was True Pinball.
God, you are pedantic, aren't you? Jesus.
So,
whatever it was, people liked it and asked for more. So that's what you got early and decided on a channel.
Yeah, because I mean, we were basically just looking for other avenues, and the first thing we did was this Mr. and Mrs. card game, and then we thought, well, what else can we do? Oh, we like playing games, we'll play a game, and that one seemed to get a good reaction. So it's been going about a year now. Like I say, it's on Vimeo, and we have the nakedretrogamers.com website as well.
That's a work in progress, though, isn't it?
Kinda, yeah. I mean,
we've got a bit of merch.
Shameless plug, we got.
Plug it, man. Go ahead and plug it.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah,
oh, love it.
Awesome.
So, and we got tote bags and mugs and things like that. So it's just it's all just different ways of trying to get the message out, really.
That's fantastic, man. Because body dysmorphia is all over the place, man. I mean, it's just something society compounds into you. You know, it's same with if you're going to be happy, you need a wife, children, the white picket fence. You need the car in the driveway. When in reality, happiness isn't quite like that. You can't, this and that, connect the dots, and you're going to be a happy guy. You know, it doesn't quite work that way.
Yeah. We're making our own happy, aren't we?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's kind of the point. You know, we've both had our first marriages with second marriage, and then this is for us. We're doing what we want to do.
What, the first two were training?
Yeah, the first marriage is
so how did the first one's always the trial one, right?
Yeah. That's the one for kids.
Yeah.
How did the pandemic impact you guys? Did it just give you more time to do what you love, or how did that work out for you guys?
Well, it turned Helen into an actress.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, seriously.
So you're saying that she may not have if it wasn't for the pandemic?
Correct.
Quite possibly, yes. Because I mean, she was a manager at an optician's, and it was just kind of plodding along in that sector. And if it wasn't for the pandemic,
I was overweight as well at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah. So if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't have lost weight. I wouldn't have picked up a camera again. We wouldn't have ended up at
a bikini.
Yeah, we'd have ended up at a naturist resort for a sort of a reverse life model kind of normalizing nudity shoot.
Yeah, where all the naked people had to draw me, but I was clothed.
She only went along because she could keep her dress on. That's the agreement.
And then an hour into the shoot, I was so hot and a little bit embarrassed that I was the only one dressed that I just took it off. And then nothing happened at all. Like, it was unremarkable. I was like a bit disappointed, actually.
No one noticed she was naked because she was around loads of other naked
sick
people.
Or anything.
Yeah. Just around other naked people. And, you don't, that's the thing. When everyone's naked, you don't see that they're naked. You just see people.
In fact, at a naturist place, you'll be able to tell people the colour of their eyes.
Yeah.
Well, it's a beautiful thing that not the pandemic, of course, that was awful, but we were all made to stay at home, and most of us found personal pursuits we could find pleasure in. And a lot of people were missing that in their life, sadly.
Exactly. I think a lot of people have discovered reevaluated what actually makes them happy.
Yeah, I mean, I chucked my job in and everything.
You did, yeah. The realization that life is short, you can't just plod along, because in the way you're told to. Do what makes you happy.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Simon, what are your 5 favorite retro consoles in order? If you had to rate them.
Oh God.
Or maybe just your 5 favorite. Then you don't have to.
I mean, okay, so in there has got to be the PlayStation 1 and the Sega Mega Drive, Genesis for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to include the ZX Spectrum because that was a big part of my life as a kid. I know it really wasn't that big in the States, was it? But,
no,
I don't even know what that is.
The ZX Spectrum. I think in the States it was the Timex Sinclair 2000 or something like that.
Yeah, it's the Timex Sinclair 1000. We had one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what else? The VIC 20. That I used that one for quite a while.
What's that thing you picked up today? Show them what we picked up
Oh,
today.
and I was going to say, and then the Atari VCS as well.
But today,
Oh yeah, I picked up one of these today.
Oh my God! Wow! Wow!
Oh wow.
that's proper retro.
1978, that one.
I like how it says it's a color TV game.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
You see that? It says it's a color TV because in the 70s, not everybody had a color TV.
No, it actually says
No.
on the sides here that it can work with color or black and white television.
Okay, good.
I want to know what that MK6 resolution is. That sounds amazing.
That's not where you had to put the.
Isn't that where James Bond worked?
No. Is that what, didn't they have like screens that you had to put on the TV? What was that?
That was the Magnavox Odyssey.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
one
The
before.
first, the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was so simple. That was literally blobs, so you had to put overlays to see what they're doing.
Right.
This one was one stage further. It actually had like a line and a back. That you could
Nice.
move.
Yeah, that Odyssey was like, hey, you've got hockey, and then they like put the new overlay on. Now it's football. Like,
Exactly. Yeah, it was statically into the television.
Absolutely.
Do you have an old retro TV that you would plug that into?
Unfortunately, not.
As such, what's that?
Well, that's just a little flat panel. That's as old as flat panels get, but it's still a flat panel. I do have. Oh God, the only CRTs that I've got the one for the Amiga upstairs, the Commodore one, which has got a very nice set of inputs on it, and I've got the CRT that goes with the BBC Micro, which again I don't think is one you know of in the States very well,
No.
which was by Acorn Computers. But the claim to fame of the BBC Micro is it is what designs the first ARM processor, which is the descendants of which now run in every mobile phone in the world.
Yeah.
Back to the day.
Wow.
So yes, they're the only CRTs that I have. Most of the stuff I do is just on my regular conversion. You know, these little HDMI to or SCART to HDMI kits and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I've got. I got a little HDMI, little convertery thing, so I plug the RGB in, and then it goes in the thing.
I'd like to get a retro tink or something like that that can do proper component, but yeah,
A
bit
what?
outdated. A retro tink. It's
Sounds like Tinkle.
It's video signal converter basically for any and all conceivable analog signal into HDMI.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it like the it's not the same or anything, but like you can't use those light guns on new TVs either. You gotta have an old cart to be able to do that.
Yeah,
you can go to a flea market. You can go to like an old drip store and get you an old TV.
Oh yeah.
I was at a car boot sale this morning, flea market type thing, and I picked that one up for £2.
What? Wow.
And for another £5, I could have bought a early 80s black and white 10-inch or 12-inch TV set if I wanted, but I decided not to.
They're running out of space. That's why we don't make clothes anymore.
Who decided?
I wasn't there. I was sick in my bed this morning.
No, I decided to leave it out of consideration for the fact that yes, I just don't have anything anywhere to put anything anymore.
Yeah, I'm having that same problem here. I got a pile of stuff here. Everybody always sees me grabbing stuff and pulling it over, and my wife is like, "When are you gonna do?" The garage is already stuffed. But
yes, I have little piles that grow behind the sofa, and then I get they move to the garage. Yeah.
Graphics Gear says CRT gaming is exploding in popularity. Professional video monitors, PVMs from the 80s and 90s are selling for thousands of dollars, especially the larger screens or whatever. Yeah. The ones that weigh a lot.
Anything that's got Sony Trinitron in it will, it is after. So yeah.
We just cleared out my parents' house, and they had an old TV. You guys, if you watch some of my when I was staying there during the early part of this year, I actually set up a camera and pointed at the old TV when I was doing my retro Friday nights. It was just too big. I just could not find a place to put it in the new man cave. It was just too big and just too heavy. If I was going to get something, I'd get something smaller and easier to manage. But it was just It took literally 2 of us, my brother and I, to carry it outside.
Yes.
Well, that's what you're going to deal with, Jeff, since you refuse to emulate your games. You're going to need that big, heavy TV and the actual hardware, man.
Well, like I say, I refuse to emulate anything as well.
Woo! Team non-emulate. Woohoo!
But I will concede to using flat panels purely for expedience of space.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not that I'm not against it. If I have the choice, I'd rather get me a nice, disc, a nice piece of hardware, and not everybody. Not everybody can do that. I acknowledge. Not everybody.
There's just some of those games though. I got a hunting list. I got like a holy grail list of games that when I'm searching for, and I just can't get it. So
yeah, like the Holy Grail, a Neo Geo with like a 12 cartridge collection. Woo!
God,
that's about 10 grand.
if I could go back in time and tell myself, dumbass,
oh my God,
keep it.
Right?
Keep it. It's going to be worth something, and you can pass it down to your kids, and you can still play with it. But
not your kid. Your kid doesn't seem interested.
Yeah, exactly.
My game consoles and my Legos. God, Legos are so expensive, and I had so many Legos.
Oh man, I bet.
Did you ever deal with the Neo Geo? It's one of William's favorites that he's never had.
90s, baby.
Yeah. Now, if I would have had one back in the day, though, I would have been a little upset because I did like Street Fighter 2, but most of the games on the Neo Geo are all fighting games, and I would have been, but I would have loved to have played all the Metal Slug games on the Neo Geo. The actual cartridge would have been amazing.
Were they big over there? Were they big over there when you were in the 90s?
Yes, the Neo Geo cabinets. The is it MVS? Is it? And is it the A and M?
Oh, the AES. Yeah.
AES.
Yeah.
So there was the AES didn't really make much of a different appearance, but is it the MVS, the cabinet one? I can't remember the cabinet version. You did see everywhere from the large arcade, see the pier down by the seafront, the fish and chip shop. They were everywhere with the sort of like the multi-cart systems in them. I do actually have that's the nearest I've got is a Puzzle Bobble on carts for the Neo Geo arcade cabinet, but I haven't got the main board to plug it into.
Right. Yeah. But that's what was amazing about the Neo Geo is they could have multiple games in the cabinet, and if you were the lucky kid that had one, you could take a memory card with you and continue playing, which was just so cool, man. Talk about ahead of its time,
Absolutely. Yeah.
It sure was.
So Simon and Helen, what are your most favorite retro game? Like if you're going to sit down and throw a game in and jam out you have 30 minutes or an hour to play, what game do you guys select?
Well, personally, mine's True Pinball.
Oh, the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's a sucker for any pinball type game. Yeah. You like Sonic Pinball as well, don't you?
That's all right, but True Pinball's my absolute favorite.
Yeah. For myself, it depends what era. I mean, one of the big games from my youth that I like to revisit occasionally is Elite. Not for I go through cycles of that one. One of the ones I'm actually playing at the moment is PlayStation 2. Is actually going through Final Fantasy X.
Ooh, nice.
What else?
The normal combat ones we like, the street fighting stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Gods. That's another big one I like to go back to.
Ooh, nice.
I have that for the Mega Drive.
Right on. I see you had Final Fantasy X. Did you check out Final Fantasy VII when it was released on the PlayStation?
I did. I have it. I have 7, 8, and 9 for the PS1. I've never completed any of them though, because it's just one of those things that when the PlayStation was out was when I started having a young family. So I couldn't ever play anything for very long at any one time.
Yeah, well, if you jumped on Final Fantasy VII, you were never beating that without jumping in 5 hours a day for a month. Like that game really, really was long.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's on my bucket list. Before I die, I'm completing Final Fantasy VII.
Right on. Well, now they got a remake. If you ever,
Yes.
if you want to
They
check
got
that
a
out.
remake of a remake of a remake.
The remake.
The original.
The original one was amazing though. I had a lot of fun with that one. So what is a game that you played that you did not like at the time? But well, I realize you guys started. When did you start your gaming? You said you were born in the 70s. So what are we talking? Around the 80s or late 70s?
So yes, I mean it was the mid 80s, I guess, when I started playing the sort of 8-bit games. Then there was a bit of a gap when I got more into coding and didn't really look at the games for a while. Then I went back to it as a sort of late teens. Then there was another break when I had kids, and then I came back to it again. So it's gone in cycles throughout my life. Periods of blank time to get back and fill in.
Was there a game you didn't like?
A game,
yeah. Like as an example for myself, I had a game called Blaster Master. It's one of my favorites now of all times. But back in the day when I first tried it, I didn't understand it. You could get out of your vehicle as a little tiny guy, and like you had to play through and beat certain enemies to get upgrades for your vehicle, so you could get different areas in the game. But I didn't understand it. But later on, as not an adult, but as a teenager, I went back to it and was like, oh, I just didn't understand this game.
Right.
I couldn't get into, and me and SPG have this debate, but I couldn't get into Friday the 13th on the Nintendo NES. Just the little campers and trying to gather the kids and go around. I could not get into that game. I think it was by LJN.
Yes.
And yeah, I just couldn't get into it.
I can't cope with micro machines, is it?
No, yeah.
Yeah, can't do that one.
Yeah. There was a couple that spring to mind now. I mean, one won't mean anything if you don't know what the ZX Spectrum was, but it was Horace Goes Skiing, which I freaks me out as a kid because I didn't like the character. And I've just forgotten what the other one was. Oh, that was right. Cuba. I never got on with that at the time. On the Atari, but yeah, it's. I can play it now. Yeah.
Yeah. Graphics Gear asked, wasn't the Friday the 13th considered to be one of the harder NES games? Yes, it was. You actually had to fight Jason, but you had to go deep into the mine or the cave and like find his mother's sweater so she couldn't hurt you, or he couldn't attack you and hurt you. And it was a very long, twisted ordeal to beat that game. Not many people did. A lot of people hated it, like Ray.
Just play Splatterhouse. That was an awesome game. Splatterhouse.
That was a pretty good one. Well, all right. We got a few topics here I would like to bring up and share with you guys. I have to add my screen real quick. But I seen this, and I don't know much about this at all, but it was just revealed that Razer and Verizon are teaming up to reveal a new Razer Edge 5G handheld. Doesn't show a picture of it, I don't think, unless that's it. Yeah, maybe that's it. It's to push more customers to 5G, built on an Android operating system, making it easy to install games and what have you. There's a whole bunch of handhelds coming out because of the Steam Deck, and then now Google's got their handheld. Are you interested in any of these, Raymond? Let's see.
I am interested. I've been checking into the Steam Deck. I've been looking at the Steam Deck, thinking about it. So we'll see. We'll see next year. Next year, you might see me with a handheld.
With a new handheld?
Yep.
The Steam Deck does look like a good bit of kit, but it also does look like it's incredibly expensive and going to run very hot.
It very well could. It very well could.
Yeah, well, there was an issue with the fans too.
Oh,
so
was it?
Yeah.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
I think they're fixing it though, so you might want to wait a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. I only got that from MVG.
Well, I get the next thing brought up. Sierra Rose has a question for the guests. What is one retro game you would absolutely love to see redone that hasn't been remade yet? That is a good question.
Oh my god, I don't know. Yeah.
I've got it. I would love to see.
Okay.
I'd love to see Mario, the Mario Brothers game, redone in the Unreal Engine, like we saw a clip of the other day on the last Retro Rewind. Somebody took Mario and put him in Unreal Engine 5 and redid the level design. It's kind of like Crash Bandicoot, you know, how you were kind of on rails. But it looked very interesting. I would love to play through something like that.
Mine is Ocarina of Time, for sure.
Yeah, okay, yeah. For me, it's very difficult because the charm of the games is because of their age and the fact, you know, their shonky graphics. If they were redone, it wouldn't be the same game anymore. So, you know, I'll take the recent online version of Elite that was done. It looked like an awesome game, but to me, it wasn't Elite. You know, so yeah, I don't think I like the idea of remaking the games. I don't mind sort of evolutions and spin-offs and things like that. You know, the continuation of the story X number of years later. That's great because but the original game was the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why I'm so excited about what Atari's doing, because they make brand new, but yet it feels retro. It's just amazing what they do. What game was that, Ray?
Me and my buddy, man, we used to play Legendary Wings. And so if there was kind of like a remake, I would love to see, you know, like Legendary Wings. We used to fly. It was like an angel flying, and you would fight all these obstacles coming at you and stuff. And we would spend like hours, man, watch out, playing that. So I would mind seeing something Legendary Wings.
Now, this is a new title that somebody is demaking, and we're going to read through a little bit of this article if you don't know what a demake is. But Elden Ring looks like it's ready to hit the SNES. Now, how is this possible? All right, Elden Ring for the SNES demake is a game we need in our lives, like now. I'm going to play a little clip from this Elden Ring demade to the SNES. So it's going to be a hacked down 8-bit or 16-bit version of Elden Ring, but it actually looks amazing to me. We just had to show you this incredible Elden Ring for the SNES concept that blew us away when we first saw it on Twitter. The trio behind the concept, 64 Bits Animation, are known for their animation work like the super awesome Legend of Zelda X Paper Mario mashup. Well,
Wait, what?
Yeah, look at that. You're going to have to check that out, Miz Tracey. Well, or I'll click on that in a
Paper
second.
Mario and Legend of Zelda. Okay, wow.
Yeah, sorry, that was a little distracting. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, this time, 64 Bits Animation show us what happens if you take one of the best role-playing games of all time and slap it on the best consoles of all time. Is Elden Ring really the best game of all time? I don't know about that.
It's I just read a couple lists. It's up there on a lot of lists, so a lot of people think it is.
Okay.
It was the most sold.
I take my money. I would play this on Super Nintendo immediately, man.
Yeah.
It's much like a Shining Force or a
Whoa, look at that.
They got the big monsters.
I feel like I'd rather play this than the actual Elden Ring.
So I'm all about these demakes, man, where they take a 3D game and reimagine it in 2D.
So I could take that and fit it in my old Super Nintendo, and it would work.
It should, yeah. I mean, if they may actually make it and release it as a ROM.
Well, I know there's like homebrewed games.
That's basically what this is. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Have you seen
Looks awesome, doesn't it?
Have you seen the demake of Tomb Raider for the GBA?
What?
No.
What?
There's a demake of Tomb Raider as well?
Yes, but it's going to be on the Game Boy Advance.
Huh.
Wow.
I would scoop that up.
Yes, and it's dubbed an impossible port because of how the graphics work on the.
That's funny.
At the end. That's cute.
Yeah. Hast thou subscribeth to the 64 bits yet? Oh, tarnished one. That's amazing. That's amazing, man. That's just the correct cheekiness that I approve of. But what do you think of that demake though? That's pretty interesting, isn't it?
I would play that. I would play that.
It-
But
it
what's the
shows-
price? What's the price?
Oh, it's not for sale. It's a concept.
I know it's a
So they may
concept, but I
make
would
it-
just what would be the price of something?
Take my money, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's a paper
I
Zelda.
love it.
Wow. Okay, sold.
It's like an RPG, man.
I'm sold. Hey, look, there's Jeff. Go, Jeff.
Yeah. It just shows what you can do with the hardware after it's been around a while, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
the developers have actually finally got a handle on it 20 years later.
Yeah, they finally are squeezing every last little bit that they can out of the processing power, man. It's amazing.
They did another plug. I like it. Isn't that's what you get for not subscribing to 64 bits?
I love it, man. And this is actually a very good game too. The Legend, is it the Legend of? No, not the Legend of Zelda. Not A Link to the Past. Damn it! What is the second one called? I forget.
Talking about the second Zelda game?
Is it a link? That's not A Link to
That
the
is a link
Past.
to the past, isn't it?
Link to the Past.
I forget, but it's the side scroller for NES that I'm referring to. That's what that one reminded me of. When he leaves that little square, you know.
Yeah,
That
I
is
like that.
awesome.
That's really cute.
That is really cool. But yeah, Elden Ring, man. I would get that demake. Shows us what happens if you take one of the best role playing. Let's see if they actually have any. A demake is a fan created concept for popular video games on retro game consoles. Demakes are almost never actually implemented in any playable form. Oh, that's sad. It's usually just a graphics example. That's sad. I would actually play that.
Well, there's probably licensing issues, right? Because there was the guy that made that Unreal Engine version of Hit and Run,
yes.
right? And he actually made a playable version, and then it got shut down by whoever owns The Simpsons now, Disney, I guess. They shut it down within.
Oh,
minutes of
Disney
it
will
being-
be on top of that shit so fast.
Yeah. Right. So I think that's the problem is there's licensing issues, right? So
I think you're
whoever
right.
whoever owns the rights to Elden Ring isn't going to give without huge compensation. And obviously 64-bit studios is not going to be able to afford
you got to change the title. Don't use the name. Make
Yep.
up a name.
No.
Or
they're-
do what that one guy did with Mario, and he put like a paragraph full of disclaimers. I
even-
do not own Mario. The likeness is not.
But even the likeness, you can still also.
Oh, yeah.
And Disney is the worst with
They are.
copyright.
They are. Yeah, they are. So I think that's why these look great in concept and they're fun to look at, but reality, they're never going to see the light of day unless Disney says we're going to actually do it. Right?
Yeah,
Got
it's just. I mean, it's changing. A lot of the games, they can create engines that replicate the original, provided they're done. What's it called? Clean room or whatever, where it's documented and then re-implemented without sight of the original code.
Yeah.
So the Open Lara for an engine, for instance, is what runs a lot of the Tomb Raider worlds. They can't obviously call it Tomb Raider engine, but it's called the Open Lara engine because it
Well, Activision and Atari, I mean, it was a bunch of college kids that went and they mimic the game. And then I think Atari made a deal, hired some of these kids to work on some of these classic games. But back then it was like, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
It was amazing that you could go to work and they had a hot tub on like the 3rd floor, and they had like a hippie mentality of, hey, as long as you turn your work in, we don't care what you do while you're here.
Yeah.
It's kind of a laid back atmosphere. And speaking of cool stuff on the horizon, did everybody see the Super Mario Brothers movie trailer that just dropped?
I showed it to my son yesterday, and he's like, Dad, I want to see it. I want to see it. So he's excited.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Rye texted it to me, and I didn't watch it yet.
Oh, you haven't watched it yet. The voices shock some people. I'll say that Mario's voice, I guess.
we didn't hear a lot of Mario's voice in the movie, in the trailer.
The graphic looks amazing. The graphics on the, I mean, just the world looks great.
He's adorable right there. Oh my
Bowser, oh my god!
Yeah, Jack Black as Bowser is going to be amazing.
Tell me Mario has actually got an Italian accent.
That I don't know.
I heard that they weren't doing the Italian accent.
That's interesting.
Nah, you don't hear no Italian accent.
But the game, or the movie looks cool, and I hope that it spurs a bunch of games from it. But I have to buy a Switch. Jeff, you just purchased a Switch. Let everybody know how you accomplished that, sir.
I don't have it with me. My son actually has it upstairs. I think he's playing it. There's a local store here, a chain. So now by a bigger chain, and they just got a points program. And you know, you buying crap anyways, and we just redeemed a whole whack of points. And yeah, so we got, you know, we redeemed 400,000 points. That translated into $400.
Gotcha.
And whatever, and now I have a Switch upstairs.
Well,
the garbage is over there, but yes, the Switch.
Nightbot is being naughty again. Sorry about that, Geek to Sneak. But the Super Mario Brother movie looks amazing. And back onto the retro homebrew scene, somebody is releasing a new album on the Sega Dreamcast. Believe it or not, a great retro system that died sadly before it made it to its heyday. But I love this system. But Remute Generations. Here's some exciting news coming out of Germany. Electronic artist Remute is to release his new album on the Sega Dreamcast. What? What does that mean exactly? Well, there are a handful of musicians out there showing their love for retro gaming by producing projects that are actually made on original game formats, such as the Game Boy cartridges, or in this case, on the Sega Dreamcast CD-ROM. These projects are basically cool visualizers designed for retro consoles that will play music and show you some on-screen graphics. The Winamp old days? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I just find it amazing that people are still finding uses for these older consoles, even if it's to, you know, generate some new music or...
Yeah, wasn't there one that was like on an N64 or something?
Yes. Yeah, they were releasing their album on the 64 cartridge.
I still have some of these older consoles. I would love to jam out to some music.
There's I watched something recently on This Does Not Compute, who he was reviewing an album that had been released on floppy disk.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. Wow.
That's right up Jeff's alley.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Jeff, he's looking. Where's my floppy disk? Where's my floppy disk?
Look down, you'll find your floppy. So if you'd like to support Remute and purchase your copy of the new album as well as past projects, you can do so on the Bandcamp page. That's interesting though, man, that people are still putting in the work and effort into making content for these older systems, man. I think that stuff's so cool.
There's some retro heads out there, man. There's a lot of people that appreciate, and even there's younger kids that I know that like retro games and stuff like that, and they're not into the Call of Duties or the other stuff out there. They just want something simple and easy.
Right. Graphics Gear says Tech Moan also reviews a lot of these new albums on Unusual Media.
That's true. Cool. He does. Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you, Graphics.
Absolutely. So Jeff asked you what your 5 favorite consoles was, but what is your most favorite? Like number one, like the one that for me, it's NES. I think that put the biggest impact on me. You're muted, Jeff.
Muted, Jeff.
PlayStation 1.
Oh, that's right. He did say that.
SNES for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the SNES?
Yes.
Is it a pinball game on there you loved, or what was your favorite?
Oh, I want the SNES.
SNES,
yeah, the SNES for Street Fighter. Yeah. Grab it. It's right there.
Yeah. No, I'm not grabbing it.
Yeah, man, I lost so many times at home and lost so many quarters going to play Street Fighter in the arcade, man.
Oh, yeah.
Kills your thumb.
What's that?
Question.
Kills the thumbs.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
What's your question, Miz Tracey?
Well, I wanted to ask something about your channel a little bit more. So first off, how long have you guys been streaming?
So they're not streams, they are pre-edited videos. So we
Oh, they're
do,
videos.
yeah, it's on Vimeo, and we try and keep them to a sort of like quite short, sort of 10-15 minute videos. They're really just kind of, this is the game, this is us being crap at it.
And usually me beating you.
And usually her beating me.
I do that for a 2-hour live stream every Friday.
Yeah. I don't know.
Can you do a live on Vimeo?
We haven't looked into that yet, have we?
We haven't. No, I mean it gets a bit awkward about when you're naked and streaming things live,
especially if you got Jeff watching.
Well, I imagine doing the videos and uploading them is way different than trying to communicate with chat live at the same time as well. I could definitely see that.
Well, that and you can edit anything that you might not want.
Yeah, that's true too. Going back and edit your video before it gets uploaded.
We do try and keep it genuine, don't we?
We do, yeah.
The bants between us.
Yes, it's largely unedited. It's just a straight sort of like 10-15 minute snippet, even to me sort of finding controllers don't work and things like that, you know.
And if you don't mind me asking, do you get a lot of views for that, or are you guys still pretty new yet, or?
Yeah, we get a fair few. Let me just.
They got a couple of views from me and my wife yesterday. It's really cool seeing people just sitting on their couch playing Mortal Kombat, man. I mean, come on, man. You guys never sat on your couch in your underwear or butt naked and played video games.
I have. I did it for years.
I'm surprised Brian's wearing pants right now.
I didn't know he is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
He's just trying to look at numbers.
Yeah, I'm just sort of like trying to get some sort of impression. Yeah. So, yeah. We do. I mean, we've got over 1,000 followers on the Vimeo channel, and it's slow. It's picking up slowly.
So I've never used Vimeo. Is that just kind of
now? This
like
is important.
Rules.
Simon and Helen, you may respect this. I mentioned this the other day that I thought what you guys did looked fantastic, except I have a leather couch, so I wouldn't be able to do that. I would stick.
Okay, so there is naturist etiquette.
Okay, yes, please tell us.
Yeah. So yes, it is etiquette never to sit on
directly on the sofa.
Sit on fabric or anything like that directly.
We've got a throw that we sit on. I don't know if you can see it.
And it's in the video, and it's in the videos too. They're sitting on it, guys.
Yeah. So that's we have that on the sofa. It can obviously get washed if necessary. And then we have towels that. Specific sitting towels, really. They're sports towels.
So when we go to an event or anything like that, we take our towels with us and just sit on them.
Yeah, it's like
and I work at a naturist place, so I take my towel with me there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Always know where your towel is.
Yeah.
That's a good hack. Absolutely. Well, Jeff, I think we're going to jump into your stuff, man, so we can discuss these games. What do you think, sir?
Sure.
Boom. And there we are. I'm going to get this just a little bigger, I think. Boom. I think that works. Now, how do you pronounce this first one, Jeff? You have to tell me.
I don't know.
It's dangerous.
I saw a tweet this morning, and I was trying to find it, and I couldn't. But it said, Heist was released today, not Geist or Gist. But I lost the tweet. I thought I liked the tweet, but
well, I think I found it.
I've been trying to find it all day.
I thought I thought you misspelled it, and it was missed at first.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Is it missed? Oh my God, Jeff.
No. See, this is the tweet. It said.
Okay. Well, here it is.
26 ago today. That's right. Pissed. I did like the tweet. There you go.
Well, regardless, here is Pissed, and I don't know why it would be called Pissed or Piced, but
it's not Piss, bro.
Yeah, that looks like the picture. Yeah, that looks like the picture in the tweet.
Oh, he's got it! Holy crap!
I found the tweet. I did like the tweet. Said that, and then I went back and looked at my liked tweet. So yes.
Right on. Well, let's check this game out. Oh wow, this has got to be like a homebrew game. Like it's making like an offshoot of Myst almost.
Yeah.
The dock after Woodstock. Hell.
That is hilarious.
Mr. Obermold says that's Peist.
Peist. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
The ride the slide. Interesting. Epcot Center Trailer Park.
Doggy.
Peistiplex. Power Peist. This is interesting. How did you come up with this one, Jeff? Just from that tweet?
Because I saw that tweet. I saw that tweet, and so I went, all right, somebody tweeted it out. I don't even remember who it was, but I saw it. It showed
No
up.
longer a player.
So I went and I looked, and I went, yep, in fact, it was released today. So I stuck it on there because I knew nothing about it. Yep.
What platform is that on?
Oh, this one
what did
is.
I put in the tweet? 'Cause I found it.
It's like MS-DOS or something. Yeah. Or no,
Yeah.
Windows
It was
3.1
Windows 3.1 and the Mac. So it was graphical.
and the Mac.
It was graphical.
Interesting, man. The next one, though, is right up our guest alley for sure.
Well, that's why I put it in there. Come Back trilogy.
Oh, PlayStation.
Absolutely. Yeah. One of my favorite games of all time. It put all three of them together, damn it. And Mortal Kombat 3 was my favorite because of all the combos and stuff. You could literally somebody like getting hit all the way till they die if you knew the combos.
Is that when they introduced the Cabal?
Yes.
Oh man, my roommate, he used to beat me with Cabal.
Man, I had an argument on the school bus. I said, hey, man, that Cabal character looks cool. And they all started laughing. And they're like, you mean Cable? I was like, well, I don't know. And then in the arcade, it said Cabal wins.
Cabal.
And I started laughing.
Do you know how many people dress up as Jade? You know, that's a very popular outfit, Jade or Melina.
You're not wrong. I was
Glad
looking
she's
up
wearing a glad she's
video
wearing a
game
mask.
cosplays.
She looks overdressed to me.
Yeah, a little over.
Yeah,
Let's
she's
see
got a
here.
mask on though. She's being safe. She's got a mask on.
Reptile.
Showing us all. There's
The sectors,
Sector.
the bots.
there's Cabal.
Yeah.
Cabal. Yeah, the way his lungs were damaged. I just really like the build of the character. Like, I don't know. They don't make characters like these anymore, man. It seems like they put less thought into them every game. Shokan. But there we are. Yep. I really enjoyed the original Mortal Kombat. What is your take on the first Mortal Kombat? Sega or Nintendo? The better system to have it on.
I would say Sega.
Absolutely.
Hello, the blood.
Oh yes. Yeah, Nintendo thought they were going to get a pat on the back from parents for not having the blood in and having it look like sweat, but they actually got the opposite. Like
the opposite reaction.
Yeah, because their kids were like, "Oh, I want it on Sega," and they had to go buy a new system. That is very cool.
Look at that. Fatality.
I've got the demo running at the moment.
Oh, nice.
This is the Mega Drive version of it.
Raiden was one of my favorites.
Nice.
Do you want to play?
No.
I'll reset it for you so you can see this.
You know, it's also, hey guys, if you guys don't know, sometimes it's not just Simon and his wife playing. I've also seen you guys did a video last month that you had another couple with you, and you guys were playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
That's right.
You really have done your research.
I got it for the show, and then it made me a fan. It actually made me a fan too, because you guys are, you know, some people, you know, just like my wife is like, oh my God, they're naked playing games, but you guys look so awesome and cool, laughing, having fun. I thought that was so awesome. And they're playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, dude, just sitting there. I'm like, chill and relax, you know.
Exactly.
Make me, I thought it was awesome. I thought the foursome, guys, come on now. The foursome, you got it, you guys were having a fun. It looked great. And
They're friends of ours that we've known for
they were the
couple
first
years.
naturist couple I met at that photo shoot that I went to.
Yeah, and they've remained friends ever since. And so it's great just to be.
For them, it's just normal to be naked as well.
Yeah,
so.
We don't think anything of it. It's just like having your mates around for dinner. You play some games, you go home again. You know.
Yeah. You can definitely tell that you guys are definitely comfortable and in your element and not putting on a show. You guys are just being you. I find that remarkable, man.
And they are sitting on towels, folks. And it's
oh, Mr. Urban Worlds. He'll send you 500 right now, Ray, if you take it all off.
Mr. Urban World, guess what, man? You get that $500 to Jeff's OnlyFans, okay? Donate.
He says he does. He says he's got one.
Hey.
All right, Jeff. We got. I don't have it
up. All right. Oh, Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures for the. Can we just agree that it's SNES, not SNES, Helen?
No,
I don't know. Those are probably fighting words. Indiana Jones.
Oh
I don't think I ever played this one,
bro. Oh my god, I remember picking this up. Wow.
I've never played this.
So JVC did all those Lucas films, like Lucas Arts,
all
like
the games,
Star Wars, and
or all the movies. It looks like you got The Last Crusade in there.
Yeah, all those Lucas art films, man. I had a friend that worked at Lucas Arts.
Lucas Arts peaks with Sam and Max hit the road.
Wow.
David, it was what we were checking out was MK. The anniversary. I had 1, 2, and 3 in it. Is what we were just checking out. But this one is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the Temple of Doom, and the Lost Ark. It looks like it's all 3 games in one. That's really neat. I didn't know they even had this one. Let's see what it looks like.
Oh, I'm playing that. I'm getting hold of that.
Get hold of that one.
Yeah, I was a big fan of JVC because they did the Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the Super Star Wars games.
Yes.
Yep, Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back, and Super Return of the Jedi.
You know,
I beat all those games, man. I loved Star Wars back in the day, and I put all the time into those games.
God, I remember falling off of here and just cussing. the traps, man.
Oh, you could use the whip even.
Yeah. Oh, the bats.
I would have played this, man. I never got a chance to play this. I think the only one I ever checked out was, I think, a Game Boy one, and it was something about Atlantis or something.
I used to call this the Advanced Pitfall Harry.
Graphics Gear says, yeah, my old co-worker,
Alejandro. I remember.
Lucas. I was working at Maxis at the time.
I remember Alejandro. Yeah.
Where is he today? Do you find him on Facebook?
You know, he found me. All my old friends.
This one must be the Last Crusade. I'm guessing. Or maybe not. Maybe it's the first one. Actually, it looks like the streets of wherever the hell he was running around.
Just the one where he shoots the guy who comes out.
Yeah.
The thingy bobs. Yeah, I think. This is the first one. I think.
This Temple of Doom again. I'm sure of that. See if I can find the Last Crusade real quick. I bet you this one's it. Anyway, looks awesome, man. I would have checked this out.
I don't remember him using his whip to swing like that.
Me neither. That's why I know I never played this.
What do you mean? He did a lot with that whip in the movie.
In the movie, yeah, but in every game, I never was able to use the whip.
You don't remember the scene when the guy pulls out the gun and he takes the whip and he just
whips it out of his hand.
Whips it out of his hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I love those movies, man. And hey, we're going to be graced with another one. Harrison Ford just got done filming it. It's going to be in post-production. Hopefully it's better.
He ain't pulling that whip and whipping it like that no more.
No.
I hope it's better. I hope it's better than the Crystal Skull. That's all I'll say.
Interesting. He is really getting up there.
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
he is.
But he is pretty spry, though. He's a pilot. I mean, he definitely doesn't represent his age. He's done a lot of stuff, and he's still very active. Okay, Jeff, next one, sir.
Well, you asked Simon what obviously his favorite games of all time. You guys know that this is tied with Oddworld as my favorite series of all time. Duke Nukem, Time to Kill.
Nice.
Duke Nukem is a staple.
I have this. I haven't put my games away after the move.
Jeff,
So
I was a Duke Nukem fan too.
Oh, same. But
Here goes nothing. So tell us about Duke. What did you like about Duke, Jeff?
Oh, I just like everything. He's got those great one-liners. I think he was one of the first characters that had one of those sort of great one-liners. And shout out to John St. John, who's the voice. He still does Duke voices, and he still does voice acting, and the whole series. And I just discovered on the Switch, there is a Duke Nukem 3D, I think, is available for the Switch. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ray.
That's
You're right.
Duke Nukem, the Duke Nukem 3D, and it's kind of that to me is what retro 3D is all about.
You heard it here,
when I think of retro 3D, I think of these original ones, and I think of the original, or not original, but the Nintendo 64 Mario. That one really blew my mind and kicked the door wide open for what I thought video games could be.
Wasn't he the first one to go hang out with hookers and strippers?
Yes, yes.
I think that's a staple in Rockstar games now. But I think
it is.
Wasn't he one of the first? I don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
He
visits a strip club and he visits the bathroom, if I recall correctly.
Well, there's like secret doors and trap doors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That shoots like me.
I remember this game, man.
I have played this game on stream. Kind of dark though. Sometimes
it is.
Sometimes on the screen, I'm like, I can't see.
Yep. You definitely had to have your brightness set properly for some of these older games.
Yeah.
Jeff records first time hookers.
Woo.
All right, what's next? What do we got next?
Oh, we got this next one down here. Hold on. There we are.
There you go. Ooh.
Oh, I put this in for our friends over across the pond. Wild Arms 4 came out on October 13th, 2006 for the non-retro, according to Simon, PlayStation 2.
Now, I've got some friends that swear by the Wild Arms games. I have never played one of them, and I know I just probably lost a couple of punches in my retro card, but I've never played the Wild Arms.
I haven't either. Don't feel bad.
Remember, some games don't come over here, right? They get from Japan, they make it as far as England. Some of them don't, so games that we see.
But there is imports like out here in California. There's a lot of import stores, and
at that retro gaming swap, that's all this dude had was all Japanese.
Well, I used to go. I would go down to Japantown in San Francisco and get Japanese games and stuff. And then the UK consoles or UK games, you had to go to special stores or you had to order those. Mm-hmm. But you can get a hold of them.
Simon, did you ever play this series?
No, I did not. This is one that passed me by. It's very Japanese.
Yeah, very, very Final Fantasy-esque kind of, but different though. But yeah, it looks cool. But yeah, I had a friend that played a whole bunch of them, and he swore by this series, by Wild Arms. There was a couple weird Japanese ones he really liked.
Hello, Rock says, Ann Summers was a special game store. Woo. Shout out to Rock's out there in the UK.
Yeah, nah, not that sort of games.
Let's see here, but yeah, I never played through the Wild Arms. I think the weirdest type of RPGs that I played, and it's actually more mainstream, would have been the Shining Force games.
So Graphic Gear named my store. Yes, it was Network Video. That's where I got all my Japanese, about half of my retro consoles was from Video Network graphics. Yes.
Explain to us what that is, Ray.
Okay, so there was a store called Video Network. It was in Burlingame, California on Broadway Avenue, and it was owned by a lady from India. And she had a couple of dudes that could actually speak Japanese. So if there was a game I didn't understand, I would just bring it to him and he would tell me what the game was.
Oh, wow. You'd ask for the translation?
And she had a person that was in Japan. If there was a game that I want, I would give her a wish list and she would have the game. Now, just so you know, these games were like $100, $200. It was ridiculous. If you wanted back then, these indie games, especially Geo games, holy crap. But yeah, man. Yep. San Mateo. Yeah.
So how did you play those games? Did you have one of those discs you put in that changed the whatever the rating, and then you could swap it out and put the other region in, or swap the region?
Yeah. So my Nintendo 64 that I bought from her shop, I had to have and I still have it. It's a special cartridge that you can put Japanese or games from the UK, from Europe, into the Nintendo 64. Then I had load disc if I wanted to play a PlayStation game or a Sega Dreamcast game or something. You put a load disc in. But yeah, there was these specialty shops that but Video Network was the most popular store in the 90s out here in the Bay Area. Thank you, Graphics. And Graphic Gear, he's a friend of mine from the 90s. So, and we used to hang in a certain store and buy games out in a certain mall.
Is that the mall that you passed up the Neo Geo offer?
No, that was Video Network is what I passed up. I told my roommate, I said, look, if you put 300, I put 300. But who would get the console if we ever split? Like, if we ever moved out, who would get it?
Yeah,
because I would want it. So we never made that deal, and I'm kicking myself because now they're extremely expensive.
Absolutely. All right, Jeff. Next game.
I don't know this one, but it came out for the Game Boy, for DOS, and for the Game Gear. The Iron Man /
Hell yeah.
XO Man-O-War in heavy metal. I just don't remember this one.
Yeah, I've never seen this before, so I was quite interested in this one, Jeff. I played a lot of Game Boy games, but I have not played this one. I would have loved to have.
Acclaim.
Marvel. Let me skip ahead here. Just
Is that how you guys say it in the States?
No.
Oh, that's
how do you say it in Canada, Jeff?
Oh, this looks strange, bro.
It
does, man. It looks a little strange.
That looks like a broke ass Iron Man.
I guess this is not on the Game Boy Color.
I guess not. Or I brought up the absolutely wrong game, Jeff. We don't know.
No. At the beginning, it said it right at the beginning.
Okay, because let's say these things do happen sometimes.
Iron Man lost his powers, folks. He can no longer fly in the air.
There he goes.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
He's in the air now. Woo. Yep, this one wouldn't be for me, I don't think.
Yeah, those some powerful pulsar rays he's hitting that helicopter with.
Oh man, you better watch out. Jarvis is gonna get pissed if they hit that suit again. That's a little.
What do you think? What do you think, Simon?
I don't know. Not for me.
What can I say?
Did you have a Game Boy or Advance?
I never had my own Game Boy. Friends had.
Oh my God! Hey, Rock! I just looked up what Ann Summer Stores is.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I knew it was something.
Yeah, you ain't buying no kids games at no Ann Summer Store.
No.
Holy crap!
Well, I know what I'm Googling after the show. Thank you, Rock. But yeah, this game looks a little weak for a Game Boy game. To my eyes, anyway. And what is Berserk?
I remember this,
What?
but I
You don't
don't
know Berserk?
remember. Yeah.
He's got a big long sword.
Well, we'll see.
Oh my.
Or is that the
1980?
Berserker? Or is that the Berserker? What the? No, this ain't
Yeah.
the Berserk. It ain't the Berserk I know.
I remember a game that was just like this, but you were shooting robots and shit.
Oh, those look like
Space
robots.
Invaders.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, but you gotta
Maybe
run
this
around
was
and
the
shoot.
game. Maybe this was the game. Does the map change and then barriers come up?
Robotron. Thank you.
Robotron. That's the
Thank you.
game. Thank you,
Thank you.
Graphics Gear.
Thank you, Graphics here.
Yes. Because it does look like that game, but clearly a different one, though. It's a specialist game store, Rock says. No, I gotta Google it.
Believe me, I did. I seen
It's
some
an
of the
adult
stuff.
toy store.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks this looks a lot like Robotron. I used to love playing Robotron, man.
I remember
What did I say?
Robotron.
This was what? The 2600? All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Atari 2600.
Wow.
And
You
that
also have 600 graphics, can't you?
yeah, well the Atari 2600 was the console that my brother Chris and my cousin Larry, they brought it home and we were so excited to play, but it was like 7:00 at night. We were sent to bed. By the next morning, we woke up. They had it sitting on carpet, so it like discharged itself. So the console was dead in the morning.
Fried it.
They played it all night and killed it. And then by the time we woke up in the morning, it was dead.
Ouch.
Yep.
This one's for Simon. Kohan Immortal Sovereigns. For the Windows. Do you ever play Windows-based games or DOS-based games? Text-based games? Obviously you did text-based games probably in the early 80s like me.
Yeah. Not like this. No, I've never heard of this one. As I say, when it came to sort of Windows games, I mean, I did a few. The first-person shooters I find better on PC because I'm the kind of a mouse and keyboard type for control on those. But yeah, no, I'm not. I don't know this.
Yeah, me neither. I've never heard of Cohen.
This looks like there was a Robin Hood old PC game I had. Robin Hood just kind of reminds me of.
But you could do side scrolling in that game eventually, right, Ray? In the Robin Hood, you could end up like sword fighting on tables and stuff or something.
Yeah.
We've had this comment a few times, Simon. People think you look like Zod from Superman 2. That's right. You shall all kneel at the feet of Zod.
Zod was a badass, man.
That's like
Zod
the
was
third
a
time someone's
badass.
mentioned it too.
It's amazing. But yeah, this game, I've never played this one. Look at that. That is an interesting one.
Oh yeah, happy Thanksgiving, Jeff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's tomorrow. It'll be
Wait.
great.
Oh, you have a Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Canada, Thanksgiving, they celebrate.
The Pilgrims landed here first, and then they schlepped down to.
What the hell are you talking
slept-
about?
They
What the hell are you
down.
talking about?
Did you hear that shit?
What the hell, Jeff?
He loves America, folks. Don't
No,
let
he
him.
doesn't.
Slept.
The only reason I can explain why ours is a month and a half before yours.
Oh my god.
Maybe that's why we send products to you 3 years too late.
That could be. That could be. Rudig, they schlepped down the coast from Halifax.
That's right.
They had to schlep down the coast.
I picked up on
Jeff,
it.
you're Michiganer. Jeff, you're Michiganer.
Do you know what Canadian Thanksgiving is all about? No, I don't. I know what our Thanksgiving's all about. And not what you would think.
Isn't the sales the next day?
Yes, the Black
Is
Friday.
that not why Chris not came here is to find the big day sales the next day?
Now that was a complete mystery here in the UK because we don't have Thanksgiving at all.
No,
Right?
But Black Friday seems to have come in. I go, what is this Black Friday?
I know.
You don't get the bird, but you get the deals, man.
Yeah.
I know. They do all these Black Friday sales here too, just because we're so close to the border, right? So many towns are so close. People will just schlep across the border to
There's that
to go
term
get
again.
There's that word again. No, nobody on the pen. None of the North Americans knew what that was. So, all right, where were we?
Wizardry.
Another one for Simon. Wizardry: Tale of the Forsaken Land.
Wow.
PS2. All right. So Wizardry, Tale of the Forsaken Land.
Yeah, not one of them.
Oh, that's jumping around a bit.
Oh, I'm glad you got the one with the good ending. This is the one with the good ending, Will. I'm glad you got this one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I figured a happy ending was better, but I couldn't find that, so we went with a good ending.
We didn't want the bad ending.
That's right. That's right.
Song Like Prayer. Nice.
Oh, there we go. I was saying it looked like a
how was that?
text-based game for a second.
It's like a Slimer from Ghostbusters.
It's a marvelous blob.
There is a new Ghostbuster game coming.
Yes, there is, as a matter of fact. I'm excited for that. Oh, I do not have the proper context for this.
Rue Diggs is dropping the facts in the chat about Canadian Thanksgiving.
Oh, I'm trying to skip ahead to some action, and this is kind of hard.
Does not appear to be any. Oh,
no, it's like first person. Like you walk around in first person, and then you have combat that goes to like a Final Fantasy style, kind of.
That's a lot of
weird.
Words. That's a lot of words on your screen.
I hear that. Oh, there we go.
We're back to the blob creatures.
And a fairy.
Okay, attack. Attack.
Wow. Yeah, I've never played this, nor have I heard of it.
Not me either.
He says, I am in the game.
With the bubbles, is that what's happening?
Yeah, it's definitely. Oh, they just shot the damn thing.
Oh, right in the face.
Yeah, this game is a little confusing to me. Ooh, that thing looked awful. Well, there we go.
That's nightmare-inducing.
It was a little bit, Miz Tracey. I agree with you.
So, October 19th, 2004, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
You skipped one.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry.
Yes, you did.
I'm sorry. On the 18th, Time Splitters 2.
Oh,
Time Splitters is a fantastic game.
I'm a huge fan of Time Splitter. Good game.
So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think I played the original Time Splitters on the GameCube. I think.
Ooh, I have a GameCube.
I need that fact checked. Where's Crow?
Hold on, I got you. I'm here.
Crow is my fact checker.
I think it was
PS1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it could have been. But yeah,
I got it over here, dude. Yeah,
pull it out.
Well, there's Time Splitters 2 on the GameCube, but Time Splitters was also PlayStation 2. Yeah, 2005. Hold on, looking it up right now. Yeah, the series 3 games were released between 2000 and 2005.
So I was reading the comments.
Yeah, I was reading that too. Let me read that out loud. UK has Harvest Festival, where the poor have their bank accounts harvested by greedy energy companies and neoliberal Tories. It lasts all winter long.
Isn't that life?
Yeah. Yeah, we're facing record energy bills this winter.
Oh no.
I remember this game, man.
Oh my god, I remember this freaking level here. So it was like almost like Perfect Dark with some GoldenEye back then, dude.
Yeah, I really like the animations when the guys got shot. Like there's certain like elements that are added to games in like every other generation that like gives the immersiveness is just way better. Like when you shoot a character and they drop their gun or they flinch or
right.
All that matters. Like that's amazing for the time period. It looks like nothing now. Looks like just a game, but back then it was super immersive to have the characters react to you and react to what you did.
Yeah. Oh my god, this brings back so many good memories.
I remember the janky shooting, man, and the bullets would.
Yeah.
Three of them would be
Goldeneye
lined
vibes
up.
here.
3 of them would be lined up in the center, and then one would go way off. It was kind of cool, or not cool. but part of the
valves. You had to go to each of the little different number of valves, and
Hey, I think that was a early version of Steam Connect. Stream Connect. Look at this. Watch up in the right-hand corner. It's pretty cool. After
the way we couldn't see it.
Yeah, it'll be just one more second.
Okay.
Oh, is the logo covering it?
yeah, you can't see it.
Oh, I'm a genius. I don't think I can remove it for a second, can I? I can move it. I can move it for a minute. So I think right there you go. Early Stream Connect. That's interesting, man. That's cool. But yeah, I loved this series, man. Time Splitters. Amazing. Now this next one I'm excited for.
Are you? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, which was called something different, Simon, in the UK.
I've noticed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, haven't you?
Yeah.
Battle Nexus. So this is their Street Fighter version of the game, right?
What was it called in the UK?
Oh, Teenage Mutant Hero
Turtles.
Hero Turtles.
Mm.
We're not allowed to use the word ninja.
We weren't back then. No, it's been called Ninja since, but yeah, back then it was Hero Turtles.
Oh no, it is a side scroller beat 'em up, or not side scroller, 3D. But I thought this was the fighter where you fought each other like Street Fighter and stuff, but apparently not. I missed this one, man. I love the turtle games. I'd play through this. I would. What's your favorite turtle game, Ray?
It was something about the ooze, the secret of the ooze.
Oh, based off of the second movie?
I think so. But I'm gonna have to say, really, the arcade.
Here's a question. What do you set your house temperature to be comfy while naked retro gaming?
22, but I'm hot.
Yeah. So, well, we're working in Celsius. So,
Right? Yeah, that's true.
so, I mean, it's currently 22 in here. The heating is set for 18-ish. But we, honestly, when you're naked, you completely reassess your comfort level. You know, you get used to being naked. You're acclimatized. That's the word. Yeah. A 15-year-old daughter was down here earlier in a hoodie and dressing gown and going, "How are you not cold?" I go, "I feel fine." You know. You just get used to it. It's
I mean, we put clothes on when we have to. When it's really
if it actually gets cold, we're not going to not put clothes on. But
oh, sure, yeah, absolutely.
Right now, I'm sat here and I was talking, and bloody hell, I was getting hot in this dressing gown. So you're getting the top, I'm afraid.
saying that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have actually played this game, man. I haven't seen a turtle. I haven't seen a turtle game that. Oh my God, Rock!
It's like a
absolutely, Rock. It's the friction that does it, my friend. But yeah, no, this game does look cool, man. I love all the turtle games. Has any of you guys played through the new one that hit Xbox?
yes.
Nope.
Don't have an
So-
Xbox.
All right. So what is your thoughts on that one, Ray?
I thought it was cool. I actually played with Vet. Me and Vet actually played together. You eat pizza to regain your health. Me and Vet went through it. I thought it was pretty cool.
Absolutely. Well, all righty, Jeff. We got one more here, man.
Another one for Simon.
You go. Again, another one never heard of.
Yeah, me neither.
You gotta get out more, Simon.
And I found a German link. Thandor Die Invasion. We'll see if this is correct.
Nice.
I think it is.
That's pretty cool.
I never
Now,
heard
do
of
you know what this game is, Jeff?
Oh, I don't follow Devoodoo. I guess I need to go spend more time on Devoodoo. I don't know that website.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
Bottom right corner. There's the little.
Okay.
The voodoo.
Okay.
I thought he was talking the VUDO. I thought he was just figuring out streaming movies and stuff. I don't know.
No, the voodoo. That looks kind of cool.
It does. It does, actually. I played a bunch of games like this on PC back in the beginning.
It looks like
early days of CD-ROM.
Looks like some old Mech Warrior. Remember Mech Warrior?
I do.
I don't look at these before I put them on the tweet, just so you know. I
thought you personally knew all these games.
Nope.
I certainly don't.
We had Simon today, so I put a few more UK in than I generally do. The problem is the list, it's all Japanese heavy, because every day, back in the 80s and 90s, it was, this was Japan, US, Japan. So it's, finding non-Japanese ones. I could put them in the list, but
absolutely, man.
Some never make the light of day outside of Japan.
But yeah, there's a bunch of games like this. They still make them, as a matter of fact. I forget what the hell it's called, but you could play multiplayer with somebody, and you had to research their civilization or whatever. And I don't know. It was I think it was Civ something, civilization. I don't know. It was interesting though, but it was a lot more intense than this one. It had a lot more options.
Wow.
A lot of terrain, actually, for that little sandbox. Let's see if we can get into some combat here. See what that looks like. Probably not. Oh, there we go.
This is as far as I went, because after 3 tweets, I thought, well, I don't want to go into a 4th tweet.
I've never really got into these civilization style strategy games. This is a genre that has largely remained blank for me.
I played them, man. I used to love. First, you get your resources, and then you build your base, and then you upgrade your bases, and then you train your soldiers, and then you double train your soldiers. You put
so much to learn, though. So much to learn in these games.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at all the different things that you could place down. Like you'd have to go ahead.
All about.
You guys play modern stuff?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep, we play.
About our children playing Minecraft and stuff like that.
Yes.
And this sort of stuff reminds me of that, really.
Yeah. Minecraft, current gen games, we played them all. As a matter of fact, our console that we play on was in the cloud, meaning much like how Netflix will, you click a movie and it streams the movie to you. Well, we would click on a game and they would stream the game to us, but it would upload our button presses. And it was simultaneous, so it didn't feel weird. But anyway, it's gone now. And I always said that, I can't wait until somebody that grew up on Stadia can look back, and then Stadia will be retro to them, the platform we were playing on.
But it's gone. There's other cloud services.
Yeah, there's other cloud services to play. But it was very convenient to not have the hardware in your house. You could just click on the game and then play it. But sadly, it's disappearing. So sadly, Stadia will never be retro.
Simon and I talked about backstage on our previous show, and he goes, "Yeah, I should check that out." And I went, "It's closing. Don't bother."
Yeah, exactly. This is the biggest problem that we've kind of got, really, is the fact that the current generation, particularly with the PS5 and the Series X games, phoning home to check the DRM. Once the servers are offline in the future, you're never going to be able to play those games again.
Yeah.
So retro really is going to stop pretty much at the Xbox 360 and PS3.
That's very true. Yeah, because you don't actually have the damn game. If you can't get the day one patch, your game might not even load, might not even turn on.
It is the weirdest thing, because I used to always go down to the game store and just have boxes of games and stuff, and now it's all digital. I either wait to download it, or you just hop in the browser and you play. It's just completely changed.
Nobody can take Simon and my hardware away from us.
No.
Always play, You don't need the internet to get your Nintendo to work.
Ray's got a Lego Atari.
Yes.
Oh, you should show us that, Ray. Yeah.
Dude, I never took that. Oh, look at
The
you.
Sega.
Now, in the UK, well, it's called the Mega Drive. That's another thing I would love to have is a Mega Drive from the UK. I would love to have that in my collection.
You can have that one.
I can too have it in my collection.
No, but you can't have that one.
Not that
Well,
particular.
no, not that one. No, not that one.
Well, Simon, we've discussed.
Helen might say you could have it because the house is
No,
down.
not that one.
Say we've looked into the gaming scene from around the world, and the very interesting thing about talking to somebody about their gaming history is that everyone's is different. Like you guys are in the UK, but like some people didn't get a Sega. They got the Terminator 2 system, which is a knockoff Sega pretty much. But it's just remarkable how around the world that everybody had a different gaming history.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love that stuff, man.
The Famicom clones were very huge in Asia.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. So did you guys ever get into arcade gaming? Did you guys ever go and thump into those machines?
Yeah, to a degree. Like in a short period of time, there was a sort of 2-year gap for me during my A levels. So that's sort of the 17 to 19 area, 16 to 18. Sorry, and there was an arcade near the college. So I spent quite a lot of time there then.
I did. I had 2 older brothers and a misspent youth, really. So
I hear that.
Yeah, so we had one
Except
Neo Geo unit.
it was a closed youth.
well, yes, you know I'm new to this, right?
Yeah, right.
I've only been doing it for 2 years, Jeff.
I know. I've heard the story
Pay
twice.
attention.
But yeah, I love the arcade. I lost a lot of coins though.
Yeah,
Because in our arcades, they had anything that was multiplayer. There'd be quarters lined up across the machine, people waiting in line to get beat.
yeah.
Do they have them in the States? Do they have them in seaside resorts, beach resorts, like they
Yes.
do in the UK?
If you so out here in California, there's a Santa Cruz. They got the penny arcades.
Yeah.
Right down the street from me is an old arcade place, and it's all machines from the 80s and stuff. And I take my son in there, and he's like, like Pac-Man. It's like he just doesn't understand. That's why I'm trying to teach him and educate him. I pull out the big ugly TV, flat in the front but big in the back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, got the big booty back there.
Big booty,
Yeah.
and I'll throw my Super Nintendo, my NES, or a Sega Saturn. I have these consoles, and I try and like sit down. I want you to see what I experience, and he's like, no. He just, if it ain't Minecraft, it ain't Fortnite. If it ain't Call of Duty, and it's like if it wasn't for these retro, you wouldn't be playing your
Absolutely.
stuff, man.
Yeah, know your history.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Something we have here in the States is called Dave and Buster's, and it's
God,
it's like I don't know if you know what Applebee's is. If you have an Applebee's over in the UK or not, it's just a little restaurant. It's like a pub style restaurant. Anyway, Dave and Buster's is like a giant version of that with a big arcade built in. And you go in for a really nice steak meal or whatever with the family, and then you can turn around and play arcade games. And they got this one that is a spaceship game. I don't remember the name of it, but you sit in the seat and the thing literally like rotates around and stuff as you're looking at the screen.
Yeah,
it's really, really, really cool. But they're few and far between. You got to travel far to get to one usually.
I mean, one of the ones I remember from back in the day was Gauntlet. All stood around.
Yeah.
That was a big one for us. Was playing Gauntlet. That and Bubble Bobble, the other one.
Same here. No, we were Gauntlet hit. Oh my God, I remember Gauntlet.
What was that game called where it was athletics based and you had to really like hit the buttons to make them run?
Do you know? They won't know that one.
Oh, is it English?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was Daily Talks Decathlon on the ZX Spectrum.
That was brilliant.
Oh yeah, I never heard of that one.
There was a what's his name, Bruce Jenner decathlon game.
Oh, okay.
Is that-
That sort of thing.
Right?
Yeah,
it sounds like
A Bruce
something
Jenner
more.
decathlon game at some point. I don't remember what years. Crow's here. He can fact check me.
Early 80s.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a Bruce Jenner when he won the Olympics for that, right? So I
Yeah.
think they made a game right after that. So I remember that one.
Yeah, one of my favorites of all times has to be Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I think that was like the best branding. Well, maybe not the best, but one of the best branding Nintendo did.
Well, all those characters, all the boxing characters, and all their ways how you had to figure out their patterns to fight them and stuff. And now people can close their eyes and listen to blindfold and beat the game.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. People have so much talent. They literally play that game by the noise. They know the cues and all that stuff. They've got it memorized. But
The guy did it blindfold, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did it blindfolded.
Blindfolded.
I could not do that, but I can get to about the second bald bull before I start failing. We're gonna have to. Is there anywhere? Does anybody know? Is there anywhere? Probably not on the legal sorts, but is there anywhere to play NES online? So like you could just jump in, play an NES game, send somebody a link, they could jump in. I don't know. I'm thinking of Stadia.
Well, isn't there what's that Arnstream arcade?
Oh, yeah. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Yep, the Ant software. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I want to challenge Jeff to a Mike Tyson's Punch-Out duel. I want to see how far he goes.
I want to challenge you all to Street Fighter.
Ooh.
You win.
That's fine.
Is that on the Sega? Wait a minute. Is it on the Sega Genesis or what's this? The Mega Drive for you? Which one is on?
Either.
Okay, I have it.
What did I do to piss off Helen?
I
I've known her for 4 days and I've already pissed her off. Which
Classic.
That's the classic right there. Yeah.
surprised it took that long, but still.
Love.
Okay, I'll say SNES.
Love the game.
What?
This is what I was getting at. There are some places where you can play a ROM in a browser. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Or just go out and start buying consoles. Like
Well,
that.
and a ROM is a few kilobytes. You can
It
email
costs
that
money.
around pretty easy.
They cost money, and then some of them people didn't really take care of them. You got to get them fixed.
No, I know. I know.
Jeff, before we
Hello.
start wrapping anything up, and the panel as well, do you guys have any more questions for Simon and Helen?
Oh, what do you got?
Oh,
Nice. I like
is
that.
that art?
cover.
Yeah, is that art specific for the
See,
UK?
Look at what we.
Yeah, I would rather have that box than the fucking wall, Ray.
Yeah, I agree.
That looks way better.
I agree. But this one was the what the hell was this? Was this the no? No.
This is Mega Drive. This is Mega Drive's Special Championship Edition.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that box art way better than the US's for sure. If I collected, I'd probably get that box and put my USA cartridge in it. I probably would.
Graphics Gear says the UK are similar to the PC Engine version of Street Fighter 2 art.
Now, the interesting thing about Mortal Kombat in the arcade is they cheated. They'd allow you to play so long before like the difficulty ramps up so that they can get you to put that quarter in.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
so interesting how they designed all that stuff, man. I love watching that stuff and learning about it. Because I remember going into the arcade and losing my coin at that point. You know, like Double Dragon and the Aboyos or whatever they're called, the big boys that come out. And you start getting thrown around and stuff. Yeah, they definitely stole my money.
Rage, yeah.
Jeffrey, any more questions?
Yeah, no,
sir?
I do have a question about music. What do you have any video game LPs, music in your collection? I know we have a few friends that do a lot of the video game music. So I didn't know if you had any LPs, just wondered about video game, music, so soundtracks, if you will, and things like that.
The only thing really in that regard is Lindsay Sterling. I like the Lindsay Sterling stuff. She's did some of the Zelda.
Oh yeah,
she's a violinist.
Violinist.
Yeah, I like a lot of her work. But Other than that,
What about comics?
Our children are.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong people on that one, I'm afraid.
One of the daughters is really into Marvel, isn't she?
Yeah, we've got one Marvel daughter.
One?
Quite nice too.
Just one? Not all three?
Not all three, no. They're all very different characters.
There's one at DC. Do they have like one DC and then like there's the clashes over
Rival
at Christmas dinner over DC and Marvel or
Yeah, we can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because my daughter is huge on the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo. My son is like Xbox and PlayStation, and then I'm more cloud PC. Even though I do play on the PS5 and the Xbox Series S, but he's always on it, so I had to get on the computer and stuff. But I'm also retro too. I love my retro games.
Yeah, we do, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's my favorite soundtrack. I'm totally excluding like video game music as in soundtracks, but Way of the Warrior for the 3DO system had White Zombie, More Human Than Human, and they had an amazing soundtrack for that game. Shit game, horrible fighting game. Great soundtrack though. Loved listening to it while we played.
What's your best intro track then to a game? For me, it was Deus Ex.
Deus what?
Deus Ex. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Now
I'm gonna go
when that bar just starts and you get that kind of guy. Yeah,
Zelda.
Okay. Yeah,
Zelda.
The very beginning.
Halo's pretty epic. I know it's not really retro,
that's really
but
good.
The Halo music always gets me like pumped. Or Skyrim music too. I know they're not.
Yeah, it's got a nice bass beat to it when it picks up too. But I'm with Ray, man. The original Legend of Zelda. I think that sounds amazing when it starts up, and also Bionic Commando. I can't get away from that game. I don't know.
I would love to play some Bionic Commando with you, man, because
it's an amazing game, man.
That was my game. Or I play some Contra. You be cussing though. You would be cussing all through Contra. This guy cursed like a oh my god.
I play and I get excited. What can I say, man?
Lost in the mind.
I can't judge.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm a MFer.
Me too. Well,
vanity filter on there.
If a live person beats me because they're more skilled than me, I don't take offense to that. But an NPC, no, you were programmed. You were programmed to die. Yeah, man.
I believe Ray lost to a bot in a demolition game we were playing once.
Hey, they make bots are pretty hard nowadays.
Whatever. Like you never lost to a bot or AI. Jeff.
I don't know, Lo-Fi. I don't know about that. Wu-Tang Shaolin style, best fighting retro game.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
I know what he's talking about too, but it reminds me of Shaq Fu.
And that's got some good music in there.
Oh, he's talking about the music. Gotcha. Because of course, Wu-Tang, man.
Well, the game, the style was cool too. It's cool too.
Right on. Oh boy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we are quickly coming up on the time. Simon and Helen, thank you so much for joining us today. I'd love to hear where people can find your content.
Is there a link to the video?
Yeah, there's going to be one in the description. I didn't know if they wanted me to add it in and all that stuff, but
give them the views.
We're Naked Retro Gamers. You can find us by that in most places. So nakedretrogamers.com, Facebook, Vimeo, Patreon, Twitter.
Just our names. Individually on Twitter.
Oh, I was going to say I didn't see and just so you know, I found Helen and Simon through the Computer Museum in the UK. So the Computer Museum, great organization. Obviously, I've never been there, but they did. Did you go to their retro gaming night they had?
It was our retro gaming night that got cancelled because our queen died the night before.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Sure. Fair enough.
So it's a work in progress. We're going to do it again next year.
We're working on a reschedule for next spring, but yes, we had to cancel that one last minute, which really
pissed us off,
didn't it?
I bet, man.
24 hours.
So Yeah, so that's how I first found them and stalked them a little before I invited them on both my show and this show. Was through the Computer Museum. They've got some great tweets. They do some great stuff, and that's not their first one. You had one before, I think. 'Cause I've seen them before from the Computer Museum, or was that the first one?
That was going to be the first one.
That was going to be the first Nakeds event, because it is running in conjunction with British Naturism, organisation for naturism. But it's the Centre for Computing History is the full title.
Right.
And they're in Cambridge, and like I say, it's an awesome place with the museums of all the old sort of 50s onwards machines, plus the gaming zone where you can actually get to go and play on some of their kit, including GoldenEye on the N64.
There it is. Hey, Jeff always says that we bring it up at least once every show, and there it is.
I did mention that to Simon when he was on my show, so I did. So obviously
he primed me. Yeah,
I did prime him for that. So,
at the Centre for Computer History, they use a of the time video processor to split the signal into 4 separate CRTs, so you can't look at what your players are doing in your multiplayer.
Right.
Oh, that's nice. Because I remember playing the 64 and people quit watching my screen.
Right. How many people did you have signed up? How many people were supposed to come?
Yeah.
Around about 50 but that was, like I said before, we withdrew ticket sales. So the problem with naturist events is people wait until the day before they decide to book. And it should make organise anything very difficult, because I think people want to check out what the weather's going to be like.
Naturism is difficult in a cold climate.
Yeah.
And you guys told me the other day you guys are in South London. So how far is Cambridge from you?
It's about an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's the other side of the capital, and upper, another about 30-40 miles. So, it's not too far, but it's far enough to warrant an overnight stay.
Oh, okay.
Well, given that it was a late night, it was an evening event anyway, so we wouldn't.
Oh, really I got you. Okay, cool. All right. That's awesome. Okay, cool. That's how folks. That's how I came across. Because there was a lot of discussion about this show today among our community, and that's why I had you on my show prior, just to kind of prime the people that you're just regular people.
We're not scary.
No, you're very pleasant. It was amazing. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to join us today and educate people, man. I love it.
Jeff wants to get his nipples pierced now.
He's a fan.
Well, I sent this to Ray and William earlier. The one group that I mentioned on my show, they're doing a bowling event. I think it's next Saturday.
Okay.
So,
they're in Canada.
I moved away from that town, so it's harder for me to get there. It's about 45-minute hour drive now. I actually moved away from there, but yeah, they're doing a bowling event. I think it's either next Saturday or Saturday after.
Wait a minute, is it Nick at Bowling?
Oh yes,
it's a
Did
big.
Wow.
I told him not to drop his balls.
Oh,
Man,
It's horrible. I know. Jeff, and
control,
Yes, there's a whole lot of events. I mean, naked dining is a big one as well.
There's been a few of those I've seen in the Toronto paper. They've talked. There's been a few of those events in Toronto. Yeah.
Our next event is Scarefest.
Oh, yeah.
So we're actually going to dress up. We're actually putting clothes on for this one.
Yeah.
So is there a way to what community are you guys a part of that if people are interested in learning or getting involved, they can? Is there a place to do that?
Okay, so we have British Naturism, which is kind of the point of contact in the UK. Or you have in America is the
AANR.
Yeah. I can't remember what it stands for, but yes, it's the kind of body's just trying to represent the naturist interests.
Yeah, and for British Naturism, I'm their Women in Naturism campaign coordinator. So I just sort of encourage or buddy up with women that are a bit nervous or not sure about it, and
shout about it. So basically, encouraging other women.
Yeah, and I don't want to limit to women. I think everyone should just have a go at it.
But it's very much a case of just trying to lead by example, really, isn't it? Yeah, because that's what we're both about, really, is just trying to show that just normal people, and we've kind of got past the whole nudity equals sex. We have to have clothes on 24/7.
Yeah, we're America. We got issues, man. We had
Definitely.
we had Janet Jackson
Showed one boob.
showed a nipple, and the whole world just went crazy over
Yep.
a nipple.
They called it Nipplegate.
Yeah.
Literally.
Was that at the Super Bowl or something like that?
Yeah, Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
during the
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
and her career was never the same after that. She kind of got over a
Blacklisted a little bit.
nipple.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy, very crazy.
Yeah. I just think that a lot of us are conditioned. You know what I mean? We're conditioned for one to hate our bodies, and we're conditioned to one to want to cover them at all times.
Well,
it really is.
What did you say on the show, Simon, about the time when most people are the only time people are naked? You said on my show the other day.
Well, most of the time people are either naked by themselves when they're cleaning themselves, but they're only ever naked in front of anyone else when they're having sex, and therefore the social construct has it that nudity equals sex, and that's where an awful lot of this has come from, including the whole idea that other people have got to be attractive, or I don't look good enough to be seen naked, or
that's all bollocks. By the way.
it is all bollocks.
Yeah,
like I say, all of this stems from that one core idea that you mustn't be seen naked in front of other people, and you'd right so many wrongs and ills in society if people could see past it. I mean, that's all we think we are, is we're just people who have seen past what
society.
Well, it's good to shuck these stereotypes, and you know what I mean.
But you guys are not weirded out by us, are you?
No, not at all. No. My wife and I actually enjoyed watching your guys play Mortal Kombat and tease each other when you were beating each other and stuff. It was just, it felt very normal and natural, and I just appreciate you guys spreading that and letting people know that it's it's just awesome.
Have a look around our channel, watch some of the other stuff. We've had our daughter play with us.
Yeah, other couple.
We've had another couple come as well. Yeah, so we take guest stars, don't we? So
as long as you bring a towel.
Right on. Well, I want to just thank you guys again for taking the time to join us today. You guys were fantastic. Jeff, where can people find you? What are you going to be up to, my friend?
I changed shirts because it's Cowboys games is on.
Your mic is going crazy, dude.
I know.
Sounds like you got your mic in a bag of chips.
Yeah, that's right here. Everybody knows how to reach me. Link will be in the description. Tomorrow, what day is it today? Sunday. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be playing Among Us. So if you like Among Us, I'm going to be playing. You guys like Among Us?
She said no.
No, my daughter tried to get me to play that. I was like, I don't
kids want me to play that so bad.
Yeah. Well, never mind then.
I'll be there, Jeff. I'll be there, Jeff.
Excellent. Yes, tomorrow night's Among Us. Wednesday night I'm doing something, and then of course next Friday at 6:30, or that's 11:30 your time. I will be playing
Hit and Run.
Yeah.
It's an amazing one.
Yep.
Ray, where are you going to be? Where can people find you, sir?
Ray 3473. I am the gaming sideboard. I'm gonna be doing some it's called Shatterline. It's some aliens that are dropped down on the planet. I'm playing expedition mode on Twitter. No, not Twitter. Hello, Twitch. So check me out. And then tomorrow I'm doing a medieval dynasty, which is really cool. It's a medieval RPG game. And then I do my football talk show with Vet Cloud Gaming. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. And thank you, Simon and Helen. I did enjoy the videos. I've done some things with my wife at certain parties I can't talk about on this show, but I've been and it was just take your clothes off and have some fun. Not the fun you guys are thinking about, but being,
I hear you.
Yeah, just being
natural and free.
Nothing wrong with that. So when I first saw the video, I totally understood, and I have the utmost respect. I think what you guys are doing are awesome. The video is really cool watching you guys play, and I might just get butt naked with my wife and play some video games tonight. So there you go. All right.
Miz Tracey, where can people find you? What are you going to be doing?
All right. Well, you can find me on Twitch. I mean, you can find me on like Twitter and Facebook and all that good stuff too, but mostly on Twitch. I'll be playing a variety of games, mostly survival games, stuff like 7 Days to Die, Grounded, Conan Exiles, Valheim, just a variety of stuff, whatever we get our hands on. I've been playing a little Cult of the Lamb lately. That's kind of cute. It's a new game that you can have like Twitch interaction with. I like games that you can interact with the chat. So, like with 7 Days, you guys can spawn zombies on us or give us loot and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, give the chat enough tools to mess your game up is always a fun time.
Yeah. Well, 7 Days, they can really mess the game up. Like, it got to the point the other day where I was like, okay, guys, that's
Who wants to
enough.
give? Why would we want to give you loot?
Yeah. No, it's usually zombies being spawned on my head.
Yeah,
You like throw a health potion? No, poison the main character. Come on.
There's one you can just poke. You poke them, and it just gives you a little tiny bit of damage. Makes you move.
That's funny.
Nice.
Awesome.
And William, you've got a new name.
Yes, I do. It's Simply Pwned Gaming. Stadia Pro Gaming is no more, sadly. But you can find me Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, streaming from 12 to 2 p.m. CST. Monday, I'm going to be playing probably Fall Guys. Wednesday is going to be Shadow of War, and I'll figure out what I'm playing Friday. But thank all of you for tuning in to season 2 of Retro Rewind episode 14. We appreciate you, and we most definitely appreciate Simon and Helen making the time to join us. So thank you guys so very much, and we will see you all on the next one. Later, guys.
Later.